I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about, does he love her? Well, have you ever been in a situation where someone that you were interested in had feelings for somebody else? It happens pretty often. And when you find yourself in that situation, it can be incredibly stressful, painful. You could find yourself having feelings of jealousy and anger, confusion, and obsessive thoughts, which is natural because we long to connect with the people that we care about. And when we feel that disconnect, it oftentimes causes us to desperately want to reconnect with that person. And our wiring gets messed up. We start to get chemicals released in our brain that actually make us have these obsessive thoughts. Why? Because human beings are meant to reconnect, or to connect with the people that we care about. When we feel disconnected, we want to reconnect. So I got a good email today with a difficult situation, but I had a quick email from somebody, just fast email here, from a girl that is a big fan of the channel, and she said, "Hi Craig, I just wanted to tell you that I missed you so much last week. I realize that I take you for granted, but you deserve a break too. We did one email coaching before, and your advice was very helpful. I am saving up for a Skype coaching. I look forward to being able to talk with you. You are like a hero to me." Well, thank you. Those are really, really kind words. It's very sweet of you. There's a little bit more here. She said, "You deserve all the great success you have, and you are the only coach I trust. Before I came across your channel, I watched some of the other coaches. I did a Skype call with one, and it was horrible. He didn't listen to me. He had no insight or helpful ideas, and his best idea was to write my ex a letter." She said, "LOL, I know you would never suggest that. You know me too well." I speak from the ideas that I know that are going to give you the best chances for success. And, well, writing a handwritten letter, I've yet to find somebody that tells me, "I got my ex back because I did a handwritten letter." More often than not, the number one thing I hear is, they didn't reply to it. You know, I'm not even going to get into that. That's not even important. But thank you very much for the kind words. I did need a break last week. I had a lot going on. But as you can see, I got a lot going on and a lot of great stuff for the channel. My second year, this recently was the 1-year anniversary of me putting out videos. I did 265 videos in a year. That's pretty amazing. I didn't even realize how many I'd be putting out in a year, but I thank you guys for all the support. I sound like a broken record, but really you guys are awesome. And I got a good email today. I really like this one for you guys. I thought it brought up a lot of stuff. This is an email from a woman in her late 20s. Now, she was dating a guy around the same age as her, and it was on and off for about 6 years, okay? So, she was telling me about his family life, and she said that his father left him and his mom when he was around 7 years old. Him and his mom came home one day, and the father's belongings were gone. That is just horrible. Listen, if you have a problem with your romantic partner and it's not working out, That's one thing. But how can you do this to your child? It is absolutely just incredibly selfish, cruel, and immature to walk away from a child like this, and to do so in a way where, you know, you just don't even care. Like, that is your kid, man. What could be more important to you in this world than your child? I find it deeply disturbing that anybody could not want a relationship with their own kid and could walk away like this. Horrible. So, you can imagine how this poor guy feels about relationships and the people that are supposed to care about him. It would be incredibly difficult to attach when your own father could walk away in such a cruel way. Yes, I know a lot of times kids are resilient, but when something like this happens to you, it does affect you on a deep level. So, fortunately, she said that he does have a great stepfather now, but that doesn't really change what Dad did. Okay. She says, we broke up a lot last year, on and off. On April of this year, I found out he was seeing someone since March of 2016. What? Think about what he's doing here. He was seeing somebody else for a whole year behind her back? Not a good guy. That's incredibly selfish and cruel to do. I drove to his house one day and saw him talking to someone, and I asked him, who was this? He said he was talking to someone else. I was devastated. He asked me to finally talk to him after 5 days of him not replying to me. He talked. He said he doesn't know what he wants. I listened to my best friend. She said to fight for him, so I did. I would not have recommended fighting for this guy when he's secretly seeing another woman for a year behind your back. This is why I tell you guys all the time, friends and family give you terrible advice. I see this almost every single day in my Skypes, that people are getting terrible advice from friends and family. Please, guys, your friends and your family are not experts in relationships. I know how painful your breakup is, and I know you gotta talk about it. But I'm telling you, they are gonna convince you to give you bad advice. Like fighting for a man that is secretly talking and seeing another woman behind his back for a year? No way am I fighting for that. Unbelievable. I saw him almost every night for a while, and one day I decided to stop. I saw him last week because he asked me to talk, so I went to his house and we talked. He asked me if I missed him because he misses me. He then asked if I was seeing anyone, and I told him no. He asked me if I still loved him, and I said yes, it never changed. I asked him if he was still seeing the other girl. He said no. Okay. Well, it sounds like this other girl is no longer in the picture. I asked him if he loved her, and he said the feeling is different. With me, it's deep, and with her, it's just in the moment. I asked him if he wanted me to move on. He said no. I asked him, why am I here? He said, because I make him feel safe. We got intimate that night. He initiated everything. Fast forward to the next day. He did not text me all day until late that night. I had a feeling that something was weird, so I made a fake account on Snapchat. Well, you could see that she trusts him so much that she has to make a Snapchat account that's fake. And what does she see? And saw that he was still with her. It was midnight. He texted me again. So I decided to drive over to his house and confront him. Did your friend tell you to do that? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Not a good idea. I know the anxiety can overwhelm you and just make you go crazy and do crazy things. You've got to have emotional self-control. Guys, I tell you all the time, you have to have discipline in a breakup. Discipline like you've never had before. You want your ex back? Discipline is incredibly, incredibly important. He said you need to stop showing up like this. I agree. I knocked on his window, asked him to come out and talk. He said no. I showed him the pic. I asked him, why did you come back if you're still talking to her? Now see, he lied to her because he said he wasn't talking to her anymore. He said he's not going to answer that. Well, isn't the answer obvious? He's lying to you. And then instead of acting like an adult, he twists things around. He does this because you're going to see it, okay? He lied to her, and he told her he was no longer talking to this other girl, but he was secretly seeing her all along. This guy has no integrity. Why did you tell me not to move on? I already have a hard time moving on, and he said you should move on. He told me I need to stop making fake accounts. That's why it pushes him away, and after this he's done. Then I told him I was done. Well, you see what I'm talking about, the reality distortion? What does he say to her? She says, why are you still talking to this girl if you said you weren't? And he says, I'm not going to answer that. Then she says, well, why are you telling me to move on? Or why don't you tell me to move on if you do want me to move on? And he says, well, this is your fault, because if you didn't make fake accounts, then I wouldn't do this. Well, do you see how this timeline is completely backwards? She made the fake account that night, went over there, and the girl was there. Yet he's acting like her making the fake account was the reason that this other girl was at his house at midnight. Give me a break. This dude is really trying to pull a number on you. I walked away. He said, wait, we're not done talking. I came back and pointed my finger at him. It was like the Harrison Ford point. You ever notice that Harrison Ford always points in a movie? Pointed my finger at him and said, 1, I start talking to someone else and moved on. Do not come back to me. I think she's probably Spanish. The way she writes this, I suspect that she's Spanish. I should have done like, walked away and said, so that's how it's going to be? I haven't heard from him for 8 days. Today, I decided to message him. You finally found love, and I'll be happy for you. You'll always be in my heart. I don't know why you sent that. I definitely would not have sent that message. He said I pushed him away when we were together, and he felt like my career at the time didn't go anywhere. I don't see what that has anything to do with what's going on in this relationship. Okay, questions she has. Does he love her? I don't think he loves this woman. I don't think he loves anybody but himself. Quite honestly, he seems like a really, really selfish person. And his feelings for her were only in the moment. So no, I don't think he loves her. And quite honestly, I wonder if he knows how to love anybody, because he acts very selfishly. Okay, question number 2. Is he really done? Not likely. What I think will probably happen is it'll fall apart with this new girl in a relatively short amount of time, and this guy doesn't have any integrity, so he's going to reach out and contact you before they're even done talking or finished. You remember how he lied to you? Well, he'll lie to her, and he'll cheat on her, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about that integrity. This is, you know how I say a man never throws away his only pair of shoes? This is one of those guys that you can be counting on to always be looking for someone better or something better. He is not going to commit. And please do not make the mistake of thinking that you're going to change this guy. Was he using me from last year until now? He is my first love and I can't seem to move on. The other girl and I didn't know about each other for a year. Well, okay. Was he using you? Yes, in a way he was using you. Why? Well, that doesn't mean he doesn't care about you somewhat. I think he probably does somewhat, but not like you care about him. Because, well, quite frankly, his behavior shows you how little he cares about anybody. But using you, yes, in a way he was using you. Why? Because he does not want to be alone. Okay, this guy's a coward. Okay, if he was a real man, he would know he doesn't have to jump from woman to woman to woman. He gets into a relationship when the time is right, when he finds somebody that he cares about and wants to pursue something real. But this guy's behavior is very, very immature and selfish. And I do think you deserve a lot better than this guy. You want somebody that at the end of the day is going to be there for you. He's going to love you, that you can count on, that you can trust. How are you going to pursue any kind of a family with this guy? You'll wind up, this is the kind of guy that you'll be 8 months pregnant and you'll find out that there's another girl that's 4 months pregnant. Right? I mean, this is that kind of guy. Unfortunately, he's not going to be accountable for his actions. He really hasn't shown any accountability so far. And it's sad because you care about him and it hurts when somebody treats you like this, but you deserve better than this. And there's no way I would recommend for you to chase after somebody that is going to treat you so poorly. You have to respect yourself and love yourself. And, you know, I wouldn't recommend trying to pursue anything with this guy. He really needs to decide that he wants to act like an adult before he pursues anything. Otherwise, he's just going to keep using people. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do Skype coaching, I do email coaching, and if you like the video, throw a like on there, but be sure to subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.